Hi, I'm Randy Jeffers, and I heard a great story about the city of Alexandria in ancient times that had this great library. And when the city burned, the library was destroyed, and all the books were gone except for this one book. Now, this was not a valuable book. It was just a very ordinary book, and not very interesting actually. And so this poor man who couldn't read very much, he ended up buying this book for just a few coppers. And he set about reading it and trying to read it and going through the pages. And what he found, that there was something very interesting in this book. There was this thin strip of vellum, and on it was written, "The Secret of the Touchstone." Now, this touchstone was a small little pebble that could turn any common metal into pure gold. And so as he was reading this, the writing explained that this touchstone was lying amongst thousands and thousands of other pebbles, and they all looked exactly alike. But the secret was that the real stone would feel warm, while all the ordinary pebbles would be cold. And so the man, he sold all of his belongings and bought some supplies and camped out on the seashore, and he started testing all the pebbles. But he knew that if he picked up an ordinary pebble and just threw it back down, if it was cold and it wasn't the one he wanted, that he's going to get confused and they're all going to be there. So what he decided he would do is he would throw them back out in the ocean, and that way they wouldn't interfere with the others. And so he started doing that, and he spent the whole day doing that, and he didn't find the touchstone. The next day he did the same thing. So he kept doing that. He'd pick up a stone, it'd be cold, he'd throw it out in the ocean, and he kept on testing. And then the days stretched into weeks, and the weeks into months, but he kept at it because he knew it had to be there. And so one day, as he was testing the pebbles, he picked one up, and it was warm, and he threw it out to sea before he realized what he had done, because he had formed such a strong habit of picking up of these pebbles and throwing them right out into the sea, that when the one that he really wanted came along, the habit was so strong that he still threw it away. I mean, isn't that how it is with opportunities? Unless we're vigilant, it's so easy to recognize a real opportunity when it's in our hands, and it's just as easy to throw it away. So something to think about. Here's to your absolutely incredible success.